everyone, it's Amanda with the Touch of Whimsy by Amanda on the Paint Couture YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to make some air dry flowers. This is Nara air dry clay and it's formulated for flowers and it dries a little bit more flexible. I'm going to add some red velvet paint to it to deepen it up, and you'll notice it's a little bit stickier than a normal clay. So at this point, I'm going to add some cornstarch to it, and this is going to allow it not to stick to my rolling pin while rolling it out. Now after I get it all rolled out, I'm going to make some poppies today, and this is one of the easier flowers to make. You can cut them out of a circle cut. This is just a cookie cutter, and I'm going to cut several little circles out of it. I'm going to take each circle and I'm going to pinch it out on the edges to make it look a little bit more petally, if that's a word. If you don't have a cookie cutter, since this is just a simple round flower, you can ball up a piece of clay and pinch that out as well. I did take a little piece of clay and I'm going to attach that to one side of the poppy. And this is going to allow that flower just an extra strength to stand up when I place it on a floral stem. And you just want to pinch around the edges and just make sure it's firmly attached. This is a 14 gauge floral wire. It's really strong and thick, and this is going to allow your flowers to stand up after you dry them. I got it off of Amazon, and they're pretty inexpensive. I took each poppy and then I placed it in an egg carton. This is just going to allow your flowers to dry more in an organic shape like a flower would be. And you can dry them in anything that you want, but this is just something I recommend. I allow them to dry overnight and then come back in, and this is where I'm going to add the details and make them come to life. First, I'm going to add some soft chalk pastel in some shades that I think will complement each flower. And I just took a little scraper and scraped off a little piece on the edge. Then I took a dry brush and I'm going in and just kind of brushing it all over the flower and trying to bring out those wrinkles and the edging. Now, I thought it would show up a little bit more on the red flowers, but I wasn't really happy with how it came out. But the black in the center did show up pretty well.
There are two extraordinarily intriguing works, a terrific history.
I did paint a few of the poppies and this yellow color, and this is where you can see how the chalk pastels really add dimension to your flower. So they didn't really work on the red, but they did work really well on the yellow. And this is my favorite part of creating any kind of clay, is when you add the dimension and the colors to really bring it into life. Since the chalk didn't really work as well as I wanted, I went back in with dry brush and actually used some lemon peel Paint Couture and highlighted the edges and all kind of the pinchy wrinkles that I made into it that made it look like a real flower. And this is just when you're happy with how it looks. Every flower is different, so you don't really have to worry about that, making them all the same. This is where I'm going to take that 14 gauge wire and push it back through that hole I created And then I'm going to take some needle nose pliers and curl the tip of that down. This is just an eyelet tool that I use to create some of my jewelry items, but a needle nose pliers will work just as well. I took a little bit of hot glue and then I pulled that wire down through it. I took all of them outside and sealed them twice with just some clear spray. And after allowing them to dry, I put them in a little vase and added a little stamped spoon that I created. And I added some greenery just to fill out that vase. I also added just a little bee on one of the poppies as well. These two bouquets went to a couple of my good friends, and they were very happy. Now they'll have poppies all year long. Thanks for watching.